Hello everyone, this is Ming Jong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-minutes futures for the session of 22nd of September. So as usual, in this video, I'm going to share with you the market recap in the last session and also the trade reviews in a 3 minutes time frame, which I will include the entry, the exit, and also the rationale behind. And in this video, I would like to elaborate a bit more on the current market condition and the possible downside target and whether it's logical or not. So in the bearish case during this current correction. And of course, going forward, I will definitely cover the bias, the levels that I'm watching, and also the trading plan for the session later, together with the market outlook, of course. Okay, so let's just get started. So as we can see in this daily chart for the S&P 500, yesterday was definitely a breakdown. So we have this bearish bar breaking down from the prior swing low. But we just touched the immediate support level, which I just drawn up a couple months ago, which is the buying climax high here at around 32.30. So you can see that it just touched this level and have a strong bounce, especially in the last hour from the last session. And we can just get to see that in a few minutes. But first of all, let me just take a closer look at what's happening for the market yesterday. So you can see that definitely we have some sort of either is some buying happen, whether it's a short covering or real demand. We can just take a look, or it can be confirmed in a later part of the session as well. Definitely some buying right at the support level, and also some weakness showed up during this breakout. And of course, a ton of the supply happening here, which is not unusual. Alright, so let me just quickly go down to the hourly time frame and let's take a closer look at what's going on during the session yesterday. So you can see that just prior to the US opening, we already have the breakdown going on. So that's the breaking down from the prior swing low, and together with the US opening session, we just have the market move down to test the support level at around 32.30 and subsequently find a support around there. You can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 demand tail showed up here. So pretty much just consolidating within the supporting area. And we have this last hour bullish bar. It probably is a short covering and shoot up, and eventually we just move a bit higher. But overall, during today's non-RTH, the Globex session, until now, the price action didn't really look bullish, at least to me, because it still hasn't really tested or overcome this supply zone. Anyway, I will just cover the market condition in the later part of my video. Let me just take a closer look here. Well, you can see that is the prior structure. So we have this change of character, and subsequently we form this trading range, and this is the breaking down, and currently just going back to have a test. So in terms of the market movement, definitely a majority of the movement happened during the prior session, the non-RTH session, just prior to the US opening. And in fact, during the US opening, it didn't really go down too much. A lot of the bearish sentiment, yet we just barely tested the support level and have a last hour bullish bar here. But overall, the market is definitely bearish. And let me go down to the 3 minutes time frame, and I have one trade to show you This is a definitely a profitable trade, but it's a trade that I'm a bit hesitate to take on. I will elaborate a bit more and you can find out why. So first of all, let me give a bit of the context. So you can see that just prior to the US opening at about 9:30 p.m. my time, we have this strong move down. So majority of the down move actually happened prior to the US opening. So it's from the Asian session throughout the European London session, and subsequently at around 5 p.m. my time zone, and we see that it kind of forming a trading range right after this selling climax. So let me just zoom in here, and this trade was just based on the structure forming during the London session alone. So we have the background as a bearish background sell-off. So this selling climax followed by a technical rally, automatic rally, and that actually define the trading range. So that's the trading range that we have, and we see some kind of the testing in the phase B and until here. So that's the phase C. So we have the last point of the supply right at the US opening session, and subsequently we see this kind of the breakdown forming a sign of weakness and then have a backing up action. So pretty much a textbook style redistribution, but you can see that during this backup action we have a lot of the rejection tail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 rejection tail in total, and we see this capitulation bar taking a price commit below the immediate support level here, and subsequently also at this swing low here. So definitely a sign of weakness followed by a backup and then breaking down. So my trade was actually happen at the close of this bearish confirmation bar, so as a reversal trade. So right after the sign of weakness, backing up, and then the reversal trade here. So one thing that actually concerned me quite a lot is you can see that the entry right here about 32.40, 45 is just very close to the immediate support level that I drawn up. So 3230 as annotated in this orange line here. So definitely if it just bounce up right at the support level, the reward is really not much. So definitely I'm quite hesitant to take this trade, but just by judging at the prior bearish down move and together with kind of quite a lot of the high supply during the first half an hour, I just think that it could just go deeper and to test at least around 3200 level. So that's my bet on. But you can see that subsequently the low that S&P 500 get to is only around 3220. So that's a low already. So this trade actually end up as a profitable trade based on how I manage it, but the reward to risk ratio, you can see that is not great. It's about 0.8, less than 1. And right after I open the short position, I have built up of the retracement and then followed by continuation to the downside, and I just trail my stop, and eventually it just kind of stop out when we have the rally up here. So it just stopped me out right here and lock in my profit at around 0.8 reward to risk ratio. So that is my trade. But subsequently there was one trade going on here right at the end of the session. So actually I just received one perfect labeling chart in the morning. So I just like to share with you, and this is from one of the trader that actually watched my video as well. and also just interact with me from time to time. So I think this is quite a perfect chart, and it's quite a textbook style, and thanks to you. And I just blur out your name here because I think you sent it to me via the private message, so I'm not sure whether you're comfortable to just review your username in the trading view, so I just blurred it out. But definitely I respect your privacy, and thanks to sending this to me. So I hope you don't mind that I share it in my video. I think this is a very good chart, and the annotation that you have, the labeling you have, so this is like the selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test area, and then we have the phase A conclude. And in this case it is a upsloping trading range, and we have an upthrust area, test in B, test in B as well, and that is kind of a bit of the spring type action if we use the upsloping structure. And right after the spring, and we have this sign of strength rally, and then followed by this kind of the backing up action, and eventually just have a continuation to the upside. So definitely kudos to you, you know who you are. So if you don't mind, maybe you can just comment it, and next time I can just review your username and give you the total credit. So definitely you can see that this is a perfect textbook style accumulation in play. So definitely a very nice chart play out with a spring type of the action, followed by a sign of strength rally, backing up, and then continuation to the upside. Alright, so let me just give you another look here. So I think that in terms of the entry, the possible entry, definitely right after this localized spring. So this is some kind of the long trade I am willing to take on. So after the close of this bullish bar here, and then to write it up, or right after this backing up action. So we have this kind of the sign of strength rally, and then back up. So this is the reversal confirmation bar, this bullish bar. So it could be another great entry to ride the trend until the close of the session. So definitely two great entry right here. One is a spring trade, one is the backing up action, reversal trade, or even you can take this kind of the breakout trade as well. So if we do not use the upsloping type of the structure, rather we use a traditional horizontal type, I think it could work out nicely as well. So you can see that we have the definitely the upthrust type of the action, and then followed by a gradual down move formed as a LPS in this case, so instead of a spring. But it doesn't really matter because it's still a spring if we just take this low. So definitely we still can take this kind of the spring trade, and eventually we can have the south strength rally, backup is still the same. So I think overall there's quite a couple of the great entries near the end of the session, about start from 3 AM my time zone here. So if you can catch that, then definitely congratulations to you. Anyway, this is a trade review, and let me just get back to the hourly time frame, and let's talk about the possible logical target zone if we have further correction down. So as I just mentioned previously, we do have some weakness show up. So this is the down move, and subsequently we just have this kind of the trading range form. And if this is a redistribution zone, then definitely we have the breaking down and then followed by a backup, and eventually if we can just commit below, then definitely we will experience more weakness ahead for the S&P 500. So what's the logical target zone if we have a further down move for the S&P? So let me just take a daily chart view here. So you can see that if we just use a traditional technical analysis based on a one-on-one projection, so if we take this whole move and then we project right down so it's probably somewhere around 3120. But anyway, let me just use a proper tool here, and I can just use, I think, this tool. So let me just mark this. So if we just use this one-on-one projection, and this down move could take us to around 3130. So that's the first target, or based on a one-on-one projection. So with a point and figure analysis, I did a rough calculation, and that actually takes me to around 3100 level, so which is this line here. And I just draw up another line at 3200 level, because I think it's quite logical to have this 3200 to around 3230 as one zone as well. So you can see that just by using the drawing up all this support level, I think it makes quite a lot of sense, because these are just proper support level, and this is a flip zone or the axis line as well, and in conjunction with the one-on-one projection, so it just roughly falls within this area here. So I think that will be around from 3100 to 3200 or 3230. So that could form a good supporting area. So I think if we're going to see more weakness ahead in the S&P 500, then definitely the whole zone here could become the immediate support area, and we'll need to see how it will actually interact with the supporting zone here. Okay, so for back to the hourly time frame, and let me just talk about the trading plan and also the current market condition. So you can see that we have this kind of the sign of weakness, and we only get this strong rally bar, last hour bar with a strong bullish movement. But during this Asian time zone, we only just commit temporary above this supply zone here. You can see that just temporary commit above with a rejection tail, and then followed by this bearish bar. So to me, it just doesn't have any lift at the moment. But I mean, the real demand could come from the session later, the US opening. So we just need to see how it will go. So far, we definitely need to see how it actually interact within this supply zone, as I highlighted with these two bearish bar. So that's around from 3280 to 3300, and definitely we have kind of within 3240 to around 3280. So this is only the first bearish bar. So I definitely would like to see how it actually interact from 3280 to 3300. And you can see that I have drawn up this downtrend line here, and together with the horizontal resistance, if I just zoom out a bit, you can see that the pink line and intersect with the downtrend line, and I think this is quite a logical place to get tested, and that corresponds to this breakdown bar and also the supply zone as well. So definitely would like to see how you actually test this area, so from 3280 to 3300. So if you can just get tested and have some kind of the rejection, it could become a nice short entry. Otherwise, if you can just commit above and showing up some good rally up, then you could have your long trade here. Alright, so this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something useful out from the video. So if you like the video, just click like and also hover to my name or picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. And as usual, if you have any kind of the comments, suggestions or trade ideas you would like to share with me, or simply you would like to analyze the chart and send it to me, feel free to comment it below or just contact me, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.